Peeps, we are back with another Busch Gardens Williamsburg related video. Before we get into it, wanted to take a minute to give a big kudos, a big shout out to our friend Eddie at Edutainment. He came through in a pinch. We were unable to attend Media Night at howl-o-scream last weekend, but Eddie shared his Clowntown video content with us so that we could share that POV walkthrough with you. Now, we will link to Edutainment's channel and howl-o-scream coverage at the end of this video. Make sure to check his channel out, and if you do, let him know we sent you. Dude, yeah, oh, can't you see I'm doing a video? Yeah, but Busch Gardens announced a whole bunch of details about that roller coaster you've been talking about. Oh, okay. Well, did you want to take this over then? Yeah, sure. Okay, well, chair's yours. All right, let's talk about it. Peeps! Well, as the intro told you, we now have a bunch of new information about that roller coaster we've been talking about for a few months now, coming to 2025 at Busch Gardens Williamsburg in time for their big anniversary year. Now, before we get into it, Busch Gardens actually released a series of videos up to the announcement, kind of telling the background and how this new ride will be a transition from what used to be the Big Bad Wolf into what will be what remains to be named, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So let's check out those videos.
On a moonlit night in 1784, a peaceful Bavarian village was thrown into a nightmare. The date was June 15th, when a beast of legend emerged from the shadows, a fearsome wolf with deep glowing red eyes. It carried a dark curse, said to transform men into monsters with a single bite. As the wolf prowled through the cobblestone streets, an eerie howl echoed through the night, sending villagers into hiding. Chaos reigned as the wolf claimed its victims, but the villagers did not surrender to fear. A group of the bravest among them confronted the beast. They drove it to the edge of a cliff overlooking the Rhine River and cast it into the swirling waters below. The village was saved, but the wolf's body was never found. After the defeat of the wolf, the villagers knew their town would never be the same. They decided it was too dangerous to remain in their once beloved home and gathered their belongings. At last, they found a new land, untouched by the darkness of their past. Here they established a new village where they could live safely and peacefully. But the memory of that dreadful night lingered in their hearts. Determined never to be caught off guard again, they began to prepare in case the beast returned. A bell system was constructed, a network of towers, each crowned with a great iron bell. They became more than mere alarms. They were symbols of protection, a promise that the villagers would stand united against any threat. 1 year after the villagers fled their cursed town, they gathered for the first fest der Stillen Glock, the festival of the silent bells, a day to celebrate their survival and the defeat of the fearsome wolf that once terrorized them. The younger generation, dressed in playful costumes, filled the streets with laughter, tapping barrels of beer and dancing under the sun. They had heard the stories, but never knew the true impact the terror had. Meanwhile, those who faced the wolf watched quietly. They gathered at the base of the bell tower, remembering that dreadful night. The howls, the screams, the fear. As the sun set, they lit candles in a solemn vigil, honoring those lost and the steps taken to protect their new home. As midnight approached, the bells were struck, not in alarm, but as a reminder of the peace they now enjoyed. The younger villagers paused, awed by the sound, while the elders bowed their heads, ever cautious, ever vigilant. The festival ended as the bells stood silent, a symbol of protection over a village that would never forget the dark days of the past. Year after year, the celebrations continued, memories of the terror that one day slipped further and further into the past.
this roller coaster coming in 2025 will be North America's longest family inverted coaster. So what makes it a family coaster? Well, a minimum of 42 inches can ride the ride with a supervising companion, or 48 inches height if you're alone. There will be 2,583 feet of track for the roller coaster, and it will reach speeds up to 40 miles an hour. Now, obviously, we've been talking quite a bit about this roller coaster over the last few months and how it would be a spiritual successor to the Big Bad Wolf. One of the biggest items of news to come out of the event is that it is not going to be named Big Bad Wolf or Big Bad Wolf Reborn or Big Bad Wolf The Legend Lives On or anything like that. No, Busch Gardens is taking a different tactic, and they have 3 names that they're considering, and they're leaving it up to the fans to choose the name for the roller coaster. The 3 names that they're looking for fans to cast their vote for are Wolfsturm, Wolfsrain, and Geisterwolf. Now, for me, I would say Geisterwolf is probably my favorite. I think it sounds the coolest and kind of is the story, right? It's like the ghost of the wolf. But they already have Alpengeist, so I would be surprised if they took that same name and, did it in 2 different coasters. It might be a bit redundant, but Geisterwolf is absolutely my favorite. The one I think may end up winning is probably Wolfstorm. That seems to be the one that fans are taking to the most. I think it's probably the one that will end up winning. We'll see. Obviously, votes are open right now. I'll put a QR code up on the screen right now, and if you scan that QR code and click the link, it'll bring you to where you can cast your vote for what you want this new roller coaster to be named. Now, also like we speculated, the ride system seems very similar to Phoenix Rising, the new roller coaster down in Busch Gardens, Tampa, except obviously this one's red, and this one appears to be longer than Phoenix Rising. We actually did a little bit of a construction update on this ride. We rode the train, saw where they're building it out behind Das Festhaus, and so I will link that video at the end of this video so you can kind of see where they're building it and what it's already shaping up to be. There's a lot of construction that's already taken place. So what are your thoughts? What is your favorite name for the upcoming roller coaster coming to Busch Gardens in 2025? I wish they were just going to go with Big Bad Wolf Reborn, but I get it. Wave of the future, let's bring in a new name. Like I said, my favorite's Geisterwolf. What's yours? Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite name is. Let us know if you're excited about this new roller coaster coming in 2025, or if you would prefer something more like the original Big Bad Wolf, which, it's kind of tricky to do. That land's already taken by Verbolten. It's very specific land. So, I think what they're doing is they're designing a coaster that pays homage to some of our favorite aspects of the original Big Bad Wolf. It does look like you will be kind of flying through a village as you ride the coaster, very similar to the original Big Bad Wolf and some of the iconic memories of that original coaster. So while you're down there leaving us a comment with your thoughts, give us a thumbs up on this video. It really helps us out. And hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when we release more content. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.